Aloha Kauai, here's our daily COVID-19 briefing from Team Kauai for Tuesday, May 19th. Our cumulative number of confirmed cases remains at 21, and all cases have now recovered or left the island. This means we have no confirmed active cases of COVID-19 on Kauai at this time. Kauai's tally of cases and other information on COVID-19 can be found on the Kauai Emergency Management Agency or KEMA site at www.kauai.gov/COVID-19. To view the total number of positive cases across the state, please visit hawaiicovid19.com. The daily count on this site is updated at noon every day. Yesterday, Governor Ige announced the state's phased reopening plan called the State Roadmap to Recovery and Resilience. The governor's plan indicated a number of additional businesses and activities that can reopen statewide in June, with operational safe practices in place per CDC guidelines, as well as the State Department of Health safe practices. We are supportive of the governor's phased reopening plan for the state, but as we've said all along, Kauai is unique, and based on our unique situation of no active cases for over 5 weeks here on Kauai, our team is confident that we can reopen several businesses and activities 2 weeks earlier on Friday, May 22nd, for our Kauai residents and those who have completed the mandatory quarantine. Today, we are sending up for the governor's approval Mayor's Emergency Rule Number 10. Rule 10 uses Governor's Roadmap to Recovery to reopen the following businesses and activities on May 22nd, so long as CDC industry guidelines and Department of Health safe practices can be implemented and followed at all times. Outdoor-based tours and guided experiences such as, but not limited to, zipline operations, ATV tours, and horseback tours, churches and faith-based worship, one-on-one services or lessons such as tutoring, fitness, and training, salons and barbershops, including nail salons, all sanitation and cleaning, including housekeeping, all manufacturing or construction operations that may still be closed, and pools and common areas for residents and visitors who have successfully completed the mandatory quarantine. Again, all residents and visitors under the mandatory 14-day quarantine are not allowed to leave their home or hotel room for the full extent of the 14 days, and any pools or common areas are off limits for those in quarantine. Further, any and all businesses and activities that reopen must be able to implement CDC guidelines and Department of Health safe practices at all times. The CDC has put forth a number of guidelines for specific industries, which can be found on the CDC website at www.cdc.gov/coronavirus and under the heading Keeping Communities Safe. The State Department of Health also provides safe practices, which should be used as a guideline for businesses towards a safe reopening. The Department of Health safe practices can be found at the county's COVID-19 website at www.kauai.gov/COVID-19. The list of businesses we are looking to reopen are not without risk. There's a lot we are still learning about this virus, but we do know the risk is highest when people are in an enclosed space or close together for an extended period of time. We also know that respiratory droplets, which is the primary way this virus is transmitted, travel further when our voices are projected. This means that specific activities such as singing, playing instruments, and breathing heavily during exercise carry a higher level of risk in transmitting the virus if you are engaging in those activities with people you do not live with. We ask that those who plan to engage in these activities, such as singing, playing instruments, and exercise, keep this elevated risk in mind and comply with all state and federal guidance to mitigate that risk. That was a lot of information, so let's recap. The County of Kauai is proposing Mayor's Emergency Rule Number 10, which must be approved and signed by the Governor before it goes into effect. Our proposed Rule 10, if approved, will allow certain businesses to resume this Friday, May 22nd, so long as these businesses are able to implement and follow CDC guidelines at all times. The list of businesses we are proposing to reopen on Friday, May 22nd are outdoor-based tours and guided experiences such as, but not limited to, zipline operations, ATV tours, and horseback tours, churches and faith-based worship, one-on-one services or lessons such as tutoring, fitness, and training, salons and barbershops, including nail salons, all sanitation and cleaning, including housekeeping, all manufacturing or construction operations that may still be closed, pools and common areas for residents and visitors who have successfully completed the mandatory quarantine. Again, all residents under the mandatory 14-day quarantine are not allowed to leave their home or hotel for the full extent of the 14 days. So all pools and common areas are off limits to those in quarantine. We hope to have an update very soon on the status of Mayor's Emergency Rule number 10, and at the same time we are working on drafting Emergency Rule 11, which will address the reopening of businesses not addressed in Rule 10, such as modified dine-in restaurant service, parks and playgrounds, gyms and spas. We will discuss Rule 11 in more detail next week. Once these rules are finalized, they will be posted to our COVID page at www.kauai.gov/COVID-19. In the meantime, folks, it is imperative that we expand our business operations and increase our movement. We continue to follow these safety protocols, meaning stay home as much as possible, refrain from social gatherings or public outings. If you must interact with people outside of your home, maintain a distance of 6 feet of separation and wear a mask. Do not leave home if you're sick unless you're seeking medical attention, and then only after calling your doctor first. Wash your hands frequently and clean surfaces often. Stay informed and connected during this time of social distancing. We'll continue to post updates on our official County of Kauai Facebook page or on our Kauai Emergency Management Agency page at www.kauai.gov/COVID-19. The Centers for Disease Control is also updating its website regularly. For more information, please visit coronavirus.gov. Not everyone has internet access or follows the news, so please help to keep your loved ones informed. We're going to get through this, Kauai. Be kind, take care of one another. God bless, and aloha.